chair yoga session. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to get started by taking a seat. Make sure your feet are planted on the ground. Your legs are bent at the knee in a 90-degree angle. Your legs are hip distance apart, so brief gap in between your inner thighs. Your sit bones are positioned in the middle of your chair, so you're not hanging off and you're not leaning against the back of your chair. You can have your arms laying across your thigh, hands placed near your knee. Your back can be neutral, straight, as it feels comfortable for you. Your shoulders are drawn back. Your neck is positioned in a neutral position, and your head is focused or positioned straight forward in front of the camera. And your eyes can be staring at the screen or it could be lowered, glazing at the ground, whatever's comfortable for you. And we're going to start with the breath. I invite you to place one hand over your heart and one hand on your stomach. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And then one more time together. Inhale and exhale. Now I invite you to continue breathing in and out in your normal rhythm. Just taking a time to get grounded. If this is something that you're doing in the morning, taking time to wake up your body, just getting used to breathing the air in your space. And when you're ready, I can invite you to place both of your hands back on your lap. And we're going to get started by warming up our neck. So inhale, lift your head up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lowering your head down. Inhale, lifting your head up. Exhale, lowering your head back down. And one more time, inhale, lift your head up. And then exhale, lifting your head down. And then bringing your head back to center. Next, we're going to stretch our neck side to side. So on your next breath, turning your head over to the right, looking over your right shoulder, bringing your head back. On your next breath, turning your head over to the left, looking over your left hand shoulder, and then bringing your head back to center. Then bringing your head over to the right, looking over your right shoulder, then bringing your head back to center. And then your next breath, turning your head over to the left, looking over your left shoulder, and then gently bringing your head back to center. Now we're going to stretch our head out to the side. So on your next breath, we're going to tilt our head over to the right, which is going to bring our head hanging over our right shoulder. And a couple of breaths here. And then we're going to bring our head back to center. And in your next breath, we're going to tilt our head slightly over to the left, which is going to have our head hanging over our left shoulder. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then we're going to bring our head back to center. Next, we're going to stretch out our shoulders. So we're going to do some shoulder rolls. So inhale, lift your shoulders up. Exhale, bringing your shoulders back and around to neutral. Okay, inhale, lifting your shoulders up. Exhale, bringing your shoulders back, down, and around to neutral. And then one more time. Inhale, lifting your shoulders up. Exhale, bringing your shoulders back and down to neutral. Now we're going to do shoulder rotations using the opposite direction. So I'm going to be moving my shoulders in a more forward direction. So inhale, lifting our shoulders up. We're going to exhale, bringing our shoulders forward and then back down and around to neutral. Inhale, lifting our shoulders up. Exhale, bringing our shoulders forward, back down and around to neutral. Again, lifting our shoulders up and then rolling our shoulders forward, bringing them back down to neutral. Okay, and if it feels comfortable for you, you can sway your body side to side, which is gonna stretch out the sides of our shoulders and kind of wake up our upper body torso, which we'll be using a lot in our next uh, movements. So I'm gonna stop swaying side to side. I'm gonna pause here to center. I'm gonna bring my arms out to the side, palms facing the front of the room for mountain pose. Okay, inhale, I'm gonna lift my arms up and over my head. And then I'm gonna just bring my arms down, but I'm gonna be bending my arms at an elbow, and then I'm gonna stop midway, which is gonna form our upper body into cactus pose. You can also stretch out your legs wider out to the side uh, to get our body into our goddess pose, embodying our inner goddess. Especially for summer, our inner summer goddess, letting what is within us shine. Taking a couple of breaths here. And we're going to then transition into a side seated stretch. So I'm going to lower my right arm on top of my right thigh, and I'm going to use my upper body to lean over to the right. Okay. And I can keep my arm bent at the elbow, or I can extend my arm out over my head for a deeper stretch that we'll feel on the left hand upper side of our body. And we're just going to take a couple of breaths here. You can look up at the sky, or you can look down at the ground, or keep staring at the screen. Whatever's comfortable for you. Just continue to breathe. Okay? Then your next breath, we're going to slowly use our upper body to tilt our upper body back to center. And we're going to bring out both of our arms out to the side, back to cactus arms. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to lower my left arm down on top of my left thigh. And then I'm going to use my upper body to tilt over to the left for a side seated stretch. Now I can keep my right arm bent at the elbow, or I can stretch my right arm out and bring it over my head for a nice deeper stretch on my upper right hand side. Okay, whatever's comfortable for you. And again, you can keep looking at the sky, at the screen, or you can look down at the ground, whatever's comfortable for you. Just continue to breathe. And then when you're ready, we can bring our upper body back to center, bringing our arms out to our side into cactus arms, bent at our elbows. And next, we're going to transition into some seated twists. So you have the option of keeping your arms in cactus, or you can lift your arms up and over your head, whatever's comfortable for you. I'm going to leave them at cactus arms. And if you need to lower them more, that's fine, whatever is at your comfort level. I'm going to focus my energy and attention at our core muscles here. And I'm going to use those core muscles to slightly turn my upper body over to the right. Okay. And I'm going to lower my arms down. So my right arm is behind my chair. My left arm is placed over my right thigh. And I'm just going to look over the right hand side of the room. Continue breathing. And then when you're ready, you can use your core muscles to bring your upper body back to center. I'm going to bring my arms back out to the side into cactus arms. We're going to do the same thing on the left-hand side. So we're going to use our core muscles to slightly turn our upper body over to the left-hand side of the room. And if you want, you can lower your arms down. So my left hand is behind the chair. My right arm is placed on top of my my left leg. And I'm just going to be staring at the left-hand side of the room, continuing to breathe. And then when you're ready, you can use your core muscles to slightly turn your upper body back to center. All right, and we're going to bring our arms back up to cactus arms. Now we're going to do some cat cows. Um, so I invite you to keep your arms in cactus, or you can bring them down to your thigh, whatever is comfortable for you. So inhale, we're going to open up our chest. We're going to arch our back, look up at the sky. Our shoulder blades are pushed back. And then exhale, we're going to round our spine, bring our head down, and bring our arms out in front of us. And then bring our forearms together and our palms together so they're touching. Okay. And then inhale, we're going to separate our arms, bringing them back out to the side, opening up our chest, arching up our spine, looking up at the sky. And then exhale, we're going to round our spine, bringing our head down, bringing our arms in front of our body. Our hands and our forearms are touching. And then inhale, we're going to bring ourselves back to neutral and to goddess pose. Taking a moment here to breathe. And then when it's comfortable for you, you can lower your arms back down on your lap, okay? And you can decrease the gap in between your thighs by bringing your thighs closer together. And now we're going to transition into our chair version of downward dog. So I invite you to straighten out both of your legs out in front of you. Your heels are touching the ground. Your toes are pointed up towards the sky. Your back should be neutral. Your sit bones should be seated in the middle of the chair so you're comfortable and you're not falling off. Bringing your arms out to the side, palms facing the front of the room. Inhale, lift your arms up and over. And then when you exhale, you're going to hinge forward from your hips. You're going to move slightly forward, keeping your back neutral. And we're just going to stay here. We're not going to go all the way down towards our thighs. We're going to keep our upper body just slightly bent forward over our legs for a nice downward forward motion. And let me show you how this looks from the side. So I'm just turning over to the side so you can see how this downward dog chair variation looks from the side. Okay? So you should feel a nice stretch from your behind your legs in your lower back. Your shoulders, your arms are extended out in front of your body. And you should just feel a nice stretch in the areas that usually would be stretched if we were on a mat in downward dog position. But this is a nice variation seated in a chair. And when you're ready, you can lower your arms down towards your thighs. And you can slowly lift up your upper body back to neutral, rolling your head up last. Okay, now we're going to do some sun salutations. So make sure that you reset your body. So bringing your sit bones in the middle of your chair, which is your bottom, and then your feet are placed on the ground. Your knees are bent at a 90-degree angle. Your legs are hip distance apart. And then we can bring your arms out to the side for mountain pose, palms facing the front of the room. Make sure your back is neutral and straight. Inhale, lift your arms up and over your head. And then exhale, we're going to lower our upper body down. So we can go all the way down to our thighs, which we can cross our arms over our upper thighs. We're putting a lot of tension onto our elbow. Our elbows are pressed up against our thighs. Our back is neutral. We can lower our head down. Or we can go all the way down to the floor, which is going to bring our upper body closer to our thighs. This is going to bring our arms all the way down so our hands are touching the floor or our feet are ankle and our head is hanging low for a nice full forward fold. Whatever is comfortable for you. Inhale, I'm going to roll my hands up my leg and stop at my knee for a halfway lift. Exhale, I'm going to lower all the way back down to the floor. Or again, you have the option of stopping at your knees and just lowering yourself down. Whatever is comfortable for you. We're just taking this time to admire the ground that we are practicing on. Inhale, lift your upper body back to neutral, rolling up vertebrae at a time, and then rolling your head up last. You bring your arms back out to the side, palms facing the front of the room for mountain pose. Inhale, lift your arms up and over your head. You can bring your palms together, lowering your hands down to prayer arms, heart center. And we're just going to take a couple of breaths here, honoring this moment in time. And then lowering our arms back down to our thigh. Now we're going to do this again. So we're going to bring our arms back out to our side, palms facing the front of the room for mountain pose. Inhale, lift your arms up and over our head. Exhale, we're going to lower our arms down while we are bringing our upper body forward over our thighs. And again, you have the option of going down all the way to your knees or bringing your arms all the way down to the ground. And then inhale, we're going to slowly halfway lift up to our knee, keeping our back neutral. And exhale, bringing our upper body back down to our thighs, our arms to the floor, head hanging over. And then inhale, we're going to slowly lift all the way up back to center, rolling our head up last. Inhale, bringing our arms out to the side and lifting them up and over our head, bringing our palms together, and exhale, lowering our palms down to heart and center. This is taking a moment to embrace our inner sunshine that lights our soul throughout the day, charging up what we need to get started. And then we're going to lower our hands back down to our thighs. And we're going to take a little break by doing some cat cows. So inhale, we're going to lift our chest up, arch our back, our spine upward, look up at the sky. Exhale, we're going to round our spine, lower our head down. And inhale, we're going to arch our spine, open up our chest, looking up at the sky. And then exhale, we're going to round our spine, lowering our head down. And then we're going to bring our body back to center. So we're going to do 2 more rounds of sun salutations. So bringing our arms out to the side. Inhale, lift your arms up and over. Exhale, we're going to lower our body, hinging, moving from our hips, going down, stopping at our knees, or bringing our arms all the way down to the ground. Taking time to embrace the beautiful ground that we roam around on throughout our days. Inhale, we're going to slightly halfway lift, stopping at our knee, lifting halfway. And then exhale, we're going to forward fold back down. Inhale, we're going to slowly lift our upper body back to center. Bringing our arms out to the side. Inhale, lift our arms up and over our head. Bringing our palms together, lowering our palms heart to center. Taking time to honor everyone that we have the pleasure of being in their presence today, including ourselves. Exhale, bring our hands back down to your thighs. Then we're going to do one more round together. So bringing our arms out to the side, our palms are facing the front of the room. Inhale, lift your arms up and over your head. Exhale, lower your upper body over your thighs. We're going to be hinging at our hips. And then we can stop, place our hands on our knees, or bring our arms and hands all the way down to the ground, lowering our head for forward fold. Inhale, we're going to halfway lift, rolling your hands up to our thighs, slightly lifting our back up. And then exhale, we're going to roll all the way back down. And then inhale, we're going to slowly lift our upper body back to center. Bringing our arms out to the side. Inhale, lift your arms up and over, bringing your palms together, lowering them down to heart center. Taking a moment to honor this beautiful practice and taking a moment to be playful. So if you feel like this is the right movement for you, I invite you to sway your upper body side to side, moving with your hips and your core muscles. Just swaying side to side. All right. And then we're going to pause at the center. We're going to bring our hands back down to our lap. Okay. And now we're going to transition into Shavasana, where we're going to do slight resting to rest our body from all the movement we have done under the sun. So I invite you to get props out. I'm, going to be using this little pillow here to place my feet um, on top of. Okay, because I'm going to be sitting back in my chair, but you're welcome to get a pillow. You're welcome to put cushion underneath your chair or on the back of your chair if you're going to be leaning back and you need more support. You also have the option of getting out of your chair and laying on the ground or finding somewhere else that's comfortable. But we're just going to take a couple of moments to rest. So I'm going to sit all the way back in my chair and I'm gonna just lean back. Again, my feet are plopped up on a pillow. My hands are gonna be placed on my lap, but you can place them wherever feels comfortable for you. I'm gonna just lower my eyes so that I'm staring at the ground, but you're welcome to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you or safe. And we're just gonna take a couple of breaths to get grounded. So inhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale. Inhale again. And then exhale. We're just going to take a couple of moments of silence for rest, welcoming whatever thoughts come into our minds. While we're in Shavasana, I want you to imagine that there's a bright sun that is shining across your body and that your skin is starting to glow, it's starting to glitter. Just imagine how that would look for you and how that would feel. Your body may start to feel warm or hot, or maybe you don't feel anything at all. Just imagining that we are sunbathing and we are resting somewhere where the sun is shining across our body right now. Not only our body, but also our soul, that inner goddess within. So I invite you to continue breathing while holding this imagery. Now you can continue resting in Shavasana, or you can start waking up your body to bring yourself back to the present. So you can roll your ankles together, your hands. If your back is against the chair, you can lift yourself back up to neutral. I'm going to remove the pillow that is underneath my feet so I can bring my feet back to the ground. Bring my sit bones closer to my chair. And I'm just gonna do some slight body sways, sway my body side to side to wake up my energy in my body. I'm gonna take a pause to center and bring my arms out to the side. Inhale, lift my arms up and over my head. Bring my palms together, lowering them down to heart to center. Thank you so much for joining me for this short chair yoga practice. You are welcome to continue watching for the art reflection piece. So you can take the time to grab a piece of paper and a writing utensil. I'm going to be using some Sharpie markers, okay, and a clipboard with a blank piece of paper. I'm going to take this time to bring my chair closer to the camera so you can see what I'm working on. Okay, so hopefully you have gathered the materials you need. So we're going to be doing a sun scribble activity. I'm going to pick the color that I want to draw with today. And that's going to be an orange Sharpie, but you could pick whatever you want. It could be crayons, pencil, pen, whatever you have available to you. And on my blank piece of paper, and again, we welcome scratch paper. It doesn't have to 100% be blank. Um, I welcome you to draw a sun. Okay, so drawing a sun, I'm gonna just draw a circle. And again, the circle does not need to be perfect. And I'm gonna draw some triangles outside of my circle to make it look like a sun. And again, my sun is not perfect because again, we're just doing this to self-reflect and check in with ourselves. So once you have your sun drawn, I recommend or invite you to scribble inside the circle. So a scribble is just random marks that you're doing. So as a child, when you were learning how to draw, you may have just did whatever. You just did whatever felt natural and fun to you, right? And you can use whatever color. You don't have to use the same color that you used to outline your sun unless that's all you have. I'm going to use a different color. So I'm going to pick um, the color red to scribble with, okay? So I'm going to give you a couple of moments to scribble inside your sun with whatever color or utensil you have chosen. And again, if you want, I've scribbled inside the circle of my sun, but I'm thinking I'm going to use another color to scribble over that. And I invite you to do that. Whatever comes to mind, I'm going to pick another color. I'm going to use a black Sharpie and I'm going to scribble over the red line. So I welcome you just to, do whatever feels good. We're not thinking, we're just scribbling inside the circle of our sun, okay? And this is how mine looks so far through the red and black scribbles. We're just going to continue. Now I welcome you to scribble outside of your sun, okay? So the blank space that makes, your paper, whatever you're drawing on, just the blank spaces scribbling outside. So I'm going to choose a new color. I'm going to use the color green, but you can use whatever color feels right to you, okay? This is your artwork. And again, we're just scribbling, making some scribble lines outside of our sun. And it doesn't need to be perfect. Doesn't have to, your lines don't have to be the same direction. We embrace imperfect art making because it's all about the process, right? As long as we're shutting off that inner critic, we're waking up our creative mind. That's all that matters. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I scribbled outside of my sun. And I think I'm going to use just another color to go with the scribbles that I made outside my sun. And you can do that too if you like. I'm going to use blue. Okay. Okay. And this is how it looks. My scribbles look that I've added blue outside of my sun. And when you have made all the scribbles that you have made or you like, I invite you to take some time to look at the work that you've made, your masterpiece, and we're just look at it with no judgment. And I want you to kind of check in with yourself, check in with how basically, how you feel. Looking at your, sun doodle, how does this make you feel? What emotions come up for you? Or what comes to mind when you look at it? And okay, and only you can answer that question. And if you want to do a further self-reflection, you can get out a journal and write about your experience of making this scribble sun doodle. You don't have to, you can just make a mental note in your mind. But just know that you are the sun and continue on shining throughout your day. And whenever you need to check in with yourself, you are welcome to do some beautiful movements in a chair, or scribble, or journal, whatever feels good to you. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And